Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Monday. We're going to catch you up on everything you missed in last week's weekly. Hey, but before we do that, we asked one question last week. What do you actually do on a flight when you're there for hours? Are you watching TV? Are you actually reading something, sleeping pretty badly, or are you raiding the bar cart? Keep that answer in mind. We'll be back to it. On to the news for now.
First up, beef. After almost 2 years of record pricing, Americans may finally be reaching the point where they're saying, you know what, chicken's just fine. Beef sales volume slipped over the last few months. Not a collapse, but after consumers spent years absorbing higher prices, they've had enough. The cattle herd count is still near a 5-decade low, so don't expect cheap steaks next week, but shoppers are clearly starting to substitute. And that's worth watching in any business. You can keep raising prices until eventually the customers decide they don't need you quite as much as you thought.
Speaking of pricing pressures, AI companies are actually starting to do it to each other. SpaceX AI just released the latest version of Grok, Grok 4.6. The interesting part here, though, is it's not just as good as everything else, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. So Grok and Elon back in the news again, making things cheaper. One benchmark, actually Grok came in just as comparable to OpenAI's new 5.6 Sol. I mean, 5.6, 5.7, 5.9. I don't know if it's ever going to stop. But at the end of the day, all anybody's going to care about is not how much money they spent on tokens, but how much it just costs to get the damn job done. And running right now, estimates are at 84 cents per task. So if I wanted to write an email, it's going to cost me 84 cents. The economics aren't working there.
Now, from cheap robots to very expensive boats, Ark is a Los Angeles company that started with $300,000 luxury electric boats. Apparently, that wasn't ambitious enough because now they're building $20 million electric tugboats. They've got a $160 million deal with Curtin Maritime, and each tug carries about the same battery capacity as 75 Tesla Model Ys. The bigger story is that EVs are moving beyond cars, commercial equipment, ports, barges, ferries, maybe even military vessels. Less glamorous than a shiny new sedan, potentially a much bigger business.
Now, back to the question that I asked earlier. What do you actually do on that flight? Me, I kind of watch TV, but American Airlines, they made a wrong bet about 10 years ago. They took every single TV out of the seats. Turns out they finally came around and they understand that they were wrong. Delta and United have been picking up market share, and it turns out that passengers actually like the TVs in the seat. Damn, Lou, I know I do. I don't know what else I would do. So starting in 2028, they're going to be rolling out all new planes with TVs in the seat, along with Bluetooth and Starlink. Hundreds of planes, but here's the thing. They're not going to get finished until early 2030s. So again, another corporate nightmare. 5-year plan for a 10-year rollout. Doesn't make sense.
Now, one number small business owners should actually pay attention to: 14%. That's the median health insurance premium increase small group insurers are proposing for 2027. 14%. Nearly 60% are asking for increases between 10 and 20%. We recently had Donovan Rickus from Ethos Benefits on the podcast talking about this exact problem. His advice was simple: don't treat renewals like something that just happens to you. Ask the questions. What's driving the increase? Ask how the broker gets paid. Look at the claims histories. Ask what else is available. Because healthcare got more expensive again may also be true, but it's still a lousy answer when you're the only one writing the check.
And now for some quick hits around the web. Lou, we're bringing this one back to your homeland. We're talking about Italy and Traverso, and they are holding probably the most fun run of all time. They're doing a 6.3-mile tiramisu run. Look, tiramisu World Cup, maybe, but at least it's cardio with a compensation package.
Moving slightly south to Kosovo, an opposition lawmaker threw eggs at the acting prime minister during a parliamentary session. He later said he'd tolerate the eggs if they just sit down and talk. Democracy remains a work in progress, folks.
Lou, last week we spoke about lemon lime with 7-Up. Once you get people talking, things can change, just like they did with China. The Chinese released an animated movie called Niu Lai. Yeah, Niu Lai. I said that right. Don't look at me. I said it right. Niu Lai. And it made about $1,500 in its first 10 days. The movie was so bad, everybody went online, attacked, trolled it, pranked it. Then it made $1.2 million in one day. Look, I'm telling you, all press is good press, especially when people start trolling you and the internet gets involved. You never know what you can revive.
So that's the week, folks. Prices matter, customers eventually notice, and never underestimate the internet's willingness to spend money on a joke. You know the drill. Subscribe on YouTube for the Monday recap, and if you want the full version every Friday, subscribe to the weekly on Substack. See you next week.